Hello, Fairies. Melanie here. First of all, I just want to say thank you for answering my call for help. This has been a service of mine accidentally for about a year and a half now. When we first got our orders here to Okinawa, I do what all military spouses do. I get on social media and I look for every group there is, for every topic there is in the new place we're going. I joined a group and it's called Okinawa Military Moms. So I thought, I'm military affiliated. I'm a mom. I'm moving to Okinawa. Great, I'll get some resources for my kids. So I joined, and it was about 2 months later that I realized this is moms of service members, not moms of military brats. So I stuck around because I kept seeing questions that I could answer about the Postal Service, about things like that. And before long, it was Christmas time of 2021. And someone had asked for something that they couldn't ship here, and we all understand the shipping policies. They wanted a scooter for their kid because he could not get a car because of his age, and he lived in the barracks. And so she wanted to get an electric scooter for her son, but couldn't ship it here. And so she was trying to find out if anyone else knew resources of how to get him one. And I was like, oh, I live here. I'll run over to the exchange or run off base. I'll grab it. You can Venmo me the money. And so that's how this all started. Before long, it morphed into service members having bad days and me saying, oh, well, let me let him know that there's someone from home thinking of him. What's his favorite dessert? And then I started cooking too. Before long, I was running all over the island and really taking time away from my family. And I'm not even sure how it happened, but I think there was a post in the group and I said, let me see if I can get that done. I'm really busy. And Bunny answered. She's like, oh, if you're too busy, I can handle that. And she lives closer to Hanson and Schwab, and at the time I lived on McTourist. So she actually took over 100% of the Hanson and Schwab orders and really became my right-hand man, so to speak. And we just kind of moved forward together and created this beautiful mistake called Okinawa Fairy Godmothers. It was my idea in the beginning, but Bunny came with me and we've really created this big thing that is too big for us. We brought on Georgina, and she handled all the Shields and Kadena orders, which we don't have a lot of those yet, but we really need to get out there to the Airmen and Navy parents. The Marine parents are here. They are here strong, and most of our orders do go to the Marines. I have had a few on Kadena, but I just wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about the history of how this became, what our vision is, what our mission is, and what it's going to look like for you. So when we first started, Bunny and I agreed that we would not take any fees associated with this. We just really wanted to give back to the community. All of our service members have to start somewhere, and when something like Okinawa is your first duty station, you're so far from home, and it just seems like you're not quite a kid and you're not quite an adult, especially with all the rules that they put here. And so homesickness is big. It's big for us as adults. It's probably bigger for those who are newer to the military. Maybe this is the first duty station. Like, that feeling is much stronger. So we really wanted to keep the intention of, or the mission of Okinawa Fairy Godmothers, that it was obtainable for anyone. We know that sometimes service members join because their family life is not, like, they feel like they're not going to be able to go anywhere if they stay in their home, or maybe they grew up in an environment that wasn't safe, so they wanted to get away from that inner city or wherever it was that they lived, away from things like that. And so not everybody has the ability to pay extra for our services. So we wanted to make sure that everyone could do it, and we wanted to give back to the community. So we were not accepting or requesting money in addition to our services. What we found is that these parents would do anything for their kids. A lot of times you will get more money than what the ingredients cost. If the ingredients are $10, you'll get $20. This isn't the case all the time. Sometimes people give to the exact penny, and I don't ask questions about that. But we just want to say, first of all, thank you for being willing to do something so special for these moms and for these service members. I've gained many, many friends from this, especially from the moms. I've taken many service members under my wings like they're my own children. A lot of people, a lot of these young service members that I deliver to a lot, they call me their Okinawa mom. They call me if they need something, whether it's like, I'm moving barracks and I need a car, can you pick me up from the airport? It's more special than just the food you are creating. And I just want everyone to know that our mission first is the smiles that we're bringing, the feelings that we're bringing. With that being said, I also know that your time is valuable and you don't have to do this. We're all so busy. I recognize that. I myself work like 3.5 jobs. And it's not because I have to, it's because I have a hard time saying no. There's the honesty. I'm also in a master's program. I have 3 children of my own. My husband has been gone here in Okinawa more than ever, so I recognize that your time is valuable. I have requested that the parents now give a donation, and it's on the form. Sometimes they will give the standard $10 that we're requesting, and sometimes they will give more. When they give more, use it to treat your family. Take them out to, fast food or something, because you just cooked this huge meal and you have nothing in you left to create another meal. So I just want to get into how this will work for you and what our expectations are. First of all, what happens is we will keep our social media page very active. We will post things about what y'all are doing. So we would love photos of you and your food, or both, sent to us after we've matched you, like when you're preparing it. And then we want to spotlight you. What's your story? What brought you to this? What do you love cooking? That sort of thing. So when we get the request, when someone has filled out the Google form and we get the request, what we're going to do is post it on the group right here. And it will say the person requesting's name. It will have a date, and whether that date is strict or not, like if it's a birthday or something like that, it will say must be on this day or prefer to be on this day. If it's flexible, it will say flexible. So maybe someone's doing just because, and that means you can fit it wherever you can. It will have the dish requested, and it will have the location, the base. So when you see those posted, you may call dibs. It will be the first person that sees it. I don't know any other way unless I do like leave it open for an hour and do a randomized thing. But for now, we're just going to do the first one and see how that works. Once you have called dibs, Bunny or myself will send you the PDF with all of the information. It's got contact information, the service member's information, all of that. At that point, you will reach out to the person that requested it. Usually it's the mom, but the person that requested it, and you will have dialogue with that person in their ways that they requested. If you don't have any contact information on there for the mom, emails are requested for every single form. So you at least have emails. In that email, you can say, hey, I'm so-and-so with the Fairy Godmothers. What's your phone number? Or do you have, they all have Facebook if they've seen us. If you prefer to chat on Facebook, however you prefer to chat, that's how you'll chat. You'll get all the information from the mom, including the barracks number, and they need to find that out. If they can't find that out, I will ask the service member, like, hey, which barracks are you in? And ask them the general location, because I know a lot of barracks numbers now, but in the beginning I did not. So I'll say, so like for Foster, are you by PMO, are you by the spot gate, or are you by the hospital? So at least then I've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 different barracks instead of all the barracks on base. So you get all the information from mom about the recipe, the delivery, just any information. Feel free to chat about anything. Like, these moms also want to be seen for what their sacrifice is. I mean, they just sent their child around the world. And so sometimes it's nice just to check in with them and learn about their service member. You don't have to do that. It's up to you. Personality wise, I chat with everyone. But it's nice to be able to do that. And then you will go out, shop for the food, keep your receipt, and then make a basic invoice. I just Google invoice and made it my own. I will probably at some point go ahead and make an invoice, drop it in the group. That way you have a basic invoice that you can use. Once you've created that invoice, you're going to send it to the parent, whichever way you prefer, and then tell them how they're going to pay you. Also, on that beginning information, it's going to give the parent's payment information. So it will say, when we post it, it will also say like Venmo or PayPal, so that you can accept it if you have those payment methods. We don't expect everybody to have the same kind. So if the parent has said that they have a certain payment method, then we will post that too, so you can make sure you're able to accept funds. You shop for it. You're also, before you shop for it, typically I will message the service member 3 days before and say, hey, this is Melly from Okinawa Fairy Godmothers. I have a delivery for you. A lot of them have heard about us by now. If they haven't heard about us, I usually will say, I have a delivery for you from a loved one back home. I don't tell them what it is. I just let them know I have a delivery. If they don't respond, I let the mom know. I give them a bit of time. You know, they're at work, they can't have their phones, whatever. But that's why I start making contact a couple days before. If they still don't respond, I let the mom know. A lot of times they are skeptical and they think it's a scam. It's a nature of the beast in the military. You know, a lot of people prey on the military. So sometimes they just think it's a scam, and I understand that. So I message the mom and make the mom tell the service member, hey, I'm trying to send you something. Can you answer the message? So then I say, hey, what time are you going to get off work on Thursday? I have a delivery for you. And which barracks are you in? Can you give me a general idea where that's located? Shop for the food. The day of, I prepare the food for it to be hot at the time of delivery. Now, if you want to cook it in the morning, reheat it right before you leave, that's okay too. But I always deliver it hot or cold, whichever the meal is. And Usually I will ask the mom as well, would you like me to deliver paper plates and forks and spoons? And I usually charge about $2 for like 4 or 5, and then some napkins and forks or whatever, just because they don't always have the ability to have paper plates and things like that in their room. Sometimes they always just go to the chow hall. So that's just a little something else that I offer. I put it in a Ziploc, throw it in with their food. When I prepare the food, I always prepare it in metal pans. You can get those from the commissary. Be sure to charge for that too. I also get paper boxes for like cookies and cakes and things like that from Daiso. They're 100 yen each. And then I will be sure to post some pictures in the group too of what my deliveries look like. If I'm delivering more than one, I wrap the pan in foil, write their name on the top and where they're located. That way I can make sure I'm organized when I'm delivering and not looking like a space case. And then I use a laundry basket. I stack them in there. I put a cookie sheet, stack, and that's how I deliver. When I do deliver, I text them that day, hey, reminder, I have a delivery at 5 o'clock for you. I will meet you outside. I will text you when I'm 10 minutes away or something like that. Just to check in with them to make sure that they remember, that they don't go to the chow hall right after work, that if they're running late from work, they remember to text you. Whenever I do see them, I, just kind of talk to them. Sometimes they don't want to talk. Sometimes they want to tell me everything. I just give them the time and space if they need it. I always ask them if I may take a picture of them and their food so I can send to their loved one, their mom, whoever it was that ordered. And they usually say yes, they don't have any problem with it. And I always let them know that I will not post it on social media. Some of these guys have jobs and girls too. Some of these service members have jobs that they do not want a public image of them, and I understand that. I will send it to their mom. What their mom does after that is up to them. I can't help what their mom does, and they can take it up with their mom. But I will not ever post their picture on social media. I think it would be fun if we can post them in our group, as long as we have an understanding that we don't take pictures from inside of our group out. Just the sensitive need. So then I send it to the mom, and that's the end of it. We would like for you to send us a note when something's been delivered so we can take it off of our spreadsheet and delete the form from our database. That would be good for us to know, and how it went. Let us know if you enjoyed it. This is an act of service. This is a matter of the heart, and we like to talk about it too. We love this. Taking a step back from actual deliveries kind of hurts my heart because it just is so fulfilling. But I had this vision that I wanted to keep it going, and so we decided how to make that happen by bringing all of you on. Again, we really appreciate this, and we are so glad that so many other people feel such a compassion for these young service members. I will say that sometimes you get people off base or people living in housing and they're young service members still. We will try to let y'all know that if that is the case, because these people have kitchens, obviously, so why are we cooking in our kitchen for their kitchen? But you know what? Sometimes it's just nice to have mom's whatever given from her heart instead of giving, daughter-in-law the recipe or whatever. So, if that's an issue for you, we will try to make sure that we put that, service member and spouse lives in housing instead of in the barracks. So I hope this clears up a little bit. If you have any questions, please drop them into the comments and we will answer. Make sure when you're messaging mom right before you request that payment that you say, hey, don't forget to send it as friends and family so you're not getting charged for it. Also, I will make a document as soon as I can with just the various different costs of broken down things like a cup of flour or things like that. I also, on the invoice, would add, just depending on what it was, about a $2 charge for other things like vanilla.
Here's your reminder. Same floor from vacuum.
Sorry. Vanilla or things like that I did not have an actual cost for, so I will just add a miscellaneous ingredient fee for smaller things like spices or a tablespoon of this or whatever the case may be. We have broken down most of the bigger things: eggs, butter, milk, flour, sugar, rice, things like that. We have broken them down, and I will make a document with those costs so that you can use that instead of trying to do the math yourself. These numbers are fluid, you know, like obviously the price of eggs have gone up, but if you buy local, they're still okay. Everything's gone up in price lately in general. So, you know, if you see that the price is different, once I make this document, drop it below and say, hey, just calculate the price of flour and and I will update it, just so that we always have fair pricing for everything without having to charge someone for 5 pounds of flour. So please drop any comments below, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We really appreciate everyone coming with us on this mission and being able to fulfill so many more orders. And until next time.